Seattle Connected, the show that connects you with entrepreneurs, business people, movers and shakers in our community, letting you know who they are first before they become household names, which we all know they soon will be. Today with me is, this man is more than an entrepreneur. He's more than the big homie. He's someone who's out to help other young business-minded creatives such as himself. And he knows that, like the great Deion Sanders said, he said, if you look good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. Something to that. But anyway, this man wants to keep you sharp, not just from the inside, but to the out. Because how you look on the outside is a reflection of how you feel in the inside. Please give it up for my man, Clarence.
Yes,
what up?
Sir, yes, sir, man. How you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain, man. I'm blessed to be here. I can't complain.
Yeah, I always say you could, but it's not going to help, so why do it, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact, man.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Shout out to Christina for even putting me on in this position. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shout out to Stina. She's Seattle Connected alumni, so
yes,
when she reached out, I said, all right, if she vouched for this guy, you know, let's check him out. So I'm glad she did, man.
Yeah.
So welcome, man. So are you a Seattle native, or are you from somewhere else?
Man, I'm from Seattle. You know, I grew up renting Skyway, a little bit in the South End. And, man, 4 or 5 different high schools, you feel me? I graduated from Auburn Mountain View and kind of been out there for the last few years. And then I just opened up my own barbershop in Tacoma.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of, you know, bouncing back from here to there. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, so it's glad to know that there's a fellow Washingtonian such as myself. You know, we always get a lot of transplants from California, Florida, Texas, which is cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's always good to run into some hometown brethren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So what's the, you know, I called you by your birth name.
Yeah.
So you being the talented business owner you are, not only a barber, but an owner.
Yeah.
What do you go by? What do your clients call you?
Man, I go by Kiwi, man. That's really a family nickname.
Okay.
So if you know, you know. Like, that's been a name since birth. And all of my friends, you know, all the homies, they know me as Clarence. But, you know, when I started barbering, I'm like, you know, I want to be me. I am still Clarence, but it's a family now. It's more than just business. And, you know, I want to be authentic. So, you know, the family name since birth, man, it's Kiwi, you know. So
okay,
I just started going by it, and it stuck. People start calling me it, and, like, you know, not just family, it's outside. Friends is starting to call me it, and, you know, just it's lovely, man. It's love. So yeah, man.
That's what's up. So before we go into you starting your business, which is dope, barbershop, were you that cat who was cutting your friend's hair back in high school, getting fresh before the dance or first day of school?
Man, nah. I honestly, I remember, like, back in the days, I used to cut, like, me and one of the homies up, specifically when I lived in Skyway. I used to have, like, these little outliners, and I used to give myself little lineups and then give him little lineups, but I really stopped. And then, like, after high school is when I got back thrown into it. I just started school, and I was just like, forget it. I don't know what I'm about to do now. I've worked plenty of jobs, you feel me? But I've always gotten fired.
Oh,
I've never worked a job over a year. So I started in 2019.
Fired.
Man, since 2019, I've just been going crazy. So I've been cutting hair for 5 years now, and now I'm my own boss. I got my own spot, and I be pulling up to my old jobs, and they be like, you know, what are you doing now? And I'm like, shit, I just opened my own shop.
Yeah.
So it's lovely, man. It's the most consistent thing I did besides throw parties when I was a teenager. So it's love, man. This is one of my passions. I can honestly say it's dope. A lot of connections and a lot of good people I've met.
Do you ever think about why you were getting fired from them jobs? Like, I know at the time, you know, you got fired for whatever reason. We don't need to go into your business like that. Yeah. But in hindsight, do you say, okay, there was another calling for me?
Yeah.
You know, it was meant for me to go in a different direction. Because there's a lot of times, man, I've had stuff happen in my life, and I'm like, man, that sucked, or why didn't it happen this way? But then I think about the path that I'm on now.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, it's like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
All the pieces kind of connected in the way they supposed to, go. So do you ever think about that or say, man, how would it be if I was still at this job or that job or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I'm a big firm believer of that. And I might not have all the answers right now, but I know down the line it's like, oh, okay, this happened for this reason, or this happened for that reason. And I done worked at some big places like Starbucks, Nike. I used to work at KFC and had good different spots, and I've always gotten fired. And it's like, I show up, I'm putting in overtime. You guys is asking me come in on my day off, I'm coming in, but if I need to call off, I'm damn near finna get fired. And it's like, it's more than that. There's everybody got a purpose, and that's one thing that I realized is, and being able to start to fulfill my purpose, that's fulfilling to me. And this is the most consistent thing that I've done. Like I said, the last barbershop I just left from, my guy Toby, he owns Detail Experience in Auburn.
Okay.
I was there for 2 years, so that was the longest I've ever any barbershop, any job, anything like. And now I'm in my own. I'm officially in my own, and I got 2 barbers up in there right now. They're just starting out, but I see the greatness in them, and I'm just trying to put them on game now. Like, you got things, like, you got a purpose, and I don't want you just to be working, at this shop. I want you to have your own, because there's room for everybody,
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's a crazy thing to really think about. But a lot of people don't really realize that they got a purpose, which is why things happen.
That's
and
real.
They don't understand that things happen for that reason. So, yeah.
So what made you not only want to start a business, but a barbershop? Out of all the businesses that you could have tried to dabble in, what made you say, you know what, I want to have my own barbershop?
Well, I've always had like the entrepreneur mindset since a kid, like going to cut grass with my cousins, or getting paid for that, or selling candy on my locker. I used to sell like CDs and like just little stuff like that. So when I was 16, I started throwing parties, and from Seattle to Tacoma, I was throwing parties, and like I seen the turnout with that. So it's like I still want to own my own club to this day. Yeah. But I've always had that entrepreneur like mindset of ownership, and like working on like just a lot of different things, and like, man, just always taking that next step. I think I got my first business license at like 18.
Man, say that.
And that was for throwing parties, which is crazy, and I shut that one down. I kind of regret it, but that's another conversation. But it's I never really pictured myself having my own shop this quick though. I thought it was gonna take like 5-10 years. Well, I'm already 5 years in, so I hit a milestone. But I thought it was going, it starts here, and this is another step. It's another step. It's another step, just for me to get bigger. Like the other day, I was just roaming around the city, just taking notes. Like, all right, I'm taking a picture. This one's vacant. Now I'm looking it up. All right, how much is this? How, what is it going to take to get to this? And now it's like just having that mindset now, and like just watching it click, and like watching my dreams come to life. Like looking at the video from when I first opened the shop, and just like literally first opening the door, and then seeing it now and where it's at, and it's like, man, it's only been a few months. And that's just really it's only been a few months, and it's dope though. Like just putting your mindset to things and just watching it come to life, like that's something spiritual.
Okay. I thought you said five years.
5 years for cutting hair total.
Oh, gotcha.
5 years for cutting hair total.
Okay. Yeah. So how long did it take you from start to finish, as far as like when you said, okay, I want to have my own shop, I need to lay out these plans, and I know it's a process, like daily, number one, keeping yourself motivated, number two, looking at all the hurdles you might have to endure, and just saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. Let me do my research. Let me see why this place failed, or let me see how I can avoid that. So from your first day, really having that voice in your head saying, man, you got to do this. How long did it take before you had your shop open, roughly?
Man, to be honest, I didn't even really think about it. And like I wrote down I wanted to shop, and I'll just start writing down little things that I wanted. Yeah. But like I got the key like December 1st. And then I was like, okay, I need to start trying to put more into my business. So I was working at Toby's shop from Friday to Sunday, and then my shop Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And then one day me and him was just chopping it up, and I was just like, forget it, I'm gonna go full throttle into my business. And then from that day forward, like, I need chairs. First things foremost, I need chairs. Found the chairs, I got them.
Yeah.
Then I found and I'm like, okay, I need mirrors. Found the mirrors, I got them. And just anything that I wanted, I just started going. Got them.
Yeah.
Got them. And I just started, okay, I need this. I need Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi. Like, just all these little different things that you don't even think about, you know?
That's true.
And it's like, all right. And that's where also my, like, you know, if it wasn't for credit, you know, my credit ain't the best right now. Like, I'm working on it, but like, that's a big thing that I preach to people now. Because people don't even really understand the power of credit, you know, and that's one thing, like, I want to start teaching my barbers that's up in there now, like, they're both 19. Yeah. And I'm like, man, you guys get your credit right now, get your business license, do this, and by the time you turn this age, you should be able to buy a house, and just, like, different little things like that. And it's, like, just the knowledge and having it and just going after what you want. But, like, you know, back onto the question, I didn't really have a plan. To be honest, like, I had a plan, I just had a vision, but I didn't know what the plan was to get there. But, you know, taking a leap of faith, it was just like, all right. And then God just handled the rest. After that, it's just history. Yeah, man, I like that. And I like how you mentioned how important credit is. Yeah. Because that's very important. I think a lot of us aren't necessarily raised to know how important it is, you know, and credit is like a form of trust. Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I have credit with you, it could be every time I need to borrow $20, I always paid you. Get it back. I always paid you back, right? Yeah. So then I built that trust. I have that credit with you, you know. And then you can have the bad credit. It's like that cousin who only call you, yo, cuz, yo, check this out though. I need, and then you don't hear from them again. And then you're like, hey, what's up with that 20? Oh, you sweating me over that little 20? For that little, you're like, really? Man, that little 20 that you didn't have though. But man, you know, I didn't call and ask you to give it to me. Man, come on. Okay. Do you know somebody named Tierra Bonds? Tierra Bonds. Nah. No. Okay, well, I had her on the show. Shout out to Tierra Bonds. She does credit repair and just credit. Man, she just schools people on, you know, things to avoid and just how to make sure that you take care of your credit from the start, or if you have gone through some stuff, how to get it back on track. So yeah, she does that full time. So shout out to Tierra Bonds. I'm gonna be locking in with her for sure. Yeah, please do. So, Mr. Barbershop owner. Yes, sir. So much can be said about the barbershop, but in your opinion, why is the barbershop so important to our community? Because, man, that's the place where, as men, we're going to sit down and get away from everything. We're about to chop it up. We're chopping it up about sports. We're chopping it up about women. We're chopping it up about games and the movies that's coming out where we want to go, or, you know, just politics and, like, you know, even Major League and renting. Like, you know, I grew up in there, you know. Shout out to everybody that I used to work up in there, man. Just everybody. Like, I really grew up in there when the floors was wooden, and I used to go up in there and dance on the, like, just watching, like, you know, dance battling with kids. Like, I might be playing basketball with a rival next, you know, on Saturday, and we both getting our hair cut on Friday night. Yeah. You know, it's like the barbershop is really family. Yeah. And that's one thing that I really start to see. And it's like, man, it's not just about us, it's about the youth too, because now it's like people my age is starting to have kids, and they're bringing their kids in to get their haircuts, and then like, yeah, and you remember when you were that kid, and it was like, dang, bro, I'm the uncle nephew now. There you go. You know. Yeah. And it's a getaway spot, and it's a kick it spot as well, but you know, it's also one of those environments where you also got to be careful of, you know. Yeah. And that's one thing that I'm trying to prevent in my shop as much as possible, because I want to be able to let, you know, if a woman got her kids in, she got to come in and bring them, you know, like she's good, and making sure she get out safe, and like we could come up in here and kick it, we could come up in here and chop it up, but it got to be a safe environment. And you know, it's just one of those things where, like, it's one of the oldest professions as well. It's one of the oldest professions as well. I've read that in my textbooks. It's one of the oldest professions, which makes sense, and it'll never go out of style. Yeah, as long as I got a pair of clippers, man, anywhere in the world I could get a bag. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. And going into what makes the barbershop so important, man, it's like I think for us, it was like an exclusive club. Yeah, it is. Right. You know, as black males, you think about
your father, you know, my father, their fathers, you go back in time, and there was only so many places where we could just kind of let loose, be ourselves, and not have to worry as much, you know, just for that moment that you're getting your hair cut or you're waiting to get your hair cut. There was like a brotherhood.
Yep.
You know, when you walk in and it's like a exclusive club. Yep. Like, I don't have to know you, but I know, you know, you're good peoples. We might end up talking about sports. We might end up having the same mechanic or whatever.
Yep.
You know, it's just something about the barbershop that, you know, brought black men together.
Yeah, it's a culture.
And like you were saying, you know, you have friends that they got kids now, and they're the kids that are running around like you were in the shop, and then you look out for them like that's your nephew, and you would want them to do the same for you, for your kids. Yeah. So, you know, I think that's important to keep those kind of legacies going.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Like my son, I always take him with me, even if I'm not getting cut. I'll take him, he'll get cut or whatever. Or if I'm getting cut and he's not, I'll still bring him.
Yeah.
I still want him around that energy and that vibe, you know, because there's going to be a time when he's not going to want to hang with dad. Yeah. And he's going to be taking his son. Yeah. And that's all right. You know, there's certain things I think we need to keep instilling in the next generation.
Most definitely.
You know, and you're doing that with your business. You know, I think a lot of times we might have ideas, but some of us just don't know how to execute those ideas. So then that has people who's in the game or the people who are in the stands. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just threw that out there free of charge. Yeah. But that just has people, you know, playing a part or you're not. You know, some of the best ideas. Have you ever like saw an idea and you was like, man, why not think of that? Man. And it could be the simplest thing, but somebody put in that energy and they're getting paid.
Man, I've also had ideas where I thought about it, then move on it and watch people take it. Yeah. Oh God, I'll call my mom right now and she'll tell you. I told her, I was like, Mom, Beats by Dre needs to be with Apple. I told her that in middle school before they even emerged. And then Apple, you know, Dre sold Apple. I mean, you know, his company. Yeah. And now he's still getting a percentage of every product that's getting sold, and I told her that before that even happened. Yeah. And you know, I ain't got nothing, you know, that's just an example.
But you saw that.
I saw that happen, and I'm like, dang, I thought about that, and I'm like, I wrote that down. My mom was like, I probably still got that paper.
Well, shout out to your mom. Say, man, give your mom a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Mom Deuce, man. You know, if it wasn't for her and Pops, you know, I wouldn't be here, and I love them both, man, all my heart. You feel me? They my heart. Yeah. If it wasn't for her, man, I don't know, man. I love her. I do it for her, man. Shout out to my sisters, man. Shout out to my brothers, you know. Yeah. I got a village around me. Shout out to the whole offers, everybody, man. Yeah. You know, it's the Kenshins, everybody, man. It's a village, man.
Yeah. That's what's village. Up. That's important. What's one of the biggest things you learned being your own boss? And not to use that term loosely, because you go on Instagram or what, everybody's a boss, you know, everybody's a boss. I heard one person say, you're not a real boss if you don't have employees. Man, like, how are you, unless you're doing 100% of the work and getting 100% of the revenue, you know, it's like you can be a boss, you can own 100% of nothing. So is it just a title? But what's one of the biggest things that you learned, not just doing something you love, but actually being responsible for how the business is conducted, the way you lead your team? Like, what's one of the things you learned and you said, okay, this is something different, or all right, I got that, or I'm gonna avoid that next time?
I'm gonna say this: it costs to be the boss. And I say that for a simple fact of, because I'm trying to do things the right way, me not preparing for taxes and like stuff like that. Like, it costs, like my supplies. Like, you know, I need new clippers. You know, these $200, $300 pair of clippers is gonna bring me in $30,000 or something. That's like, you know, it's an investment. But everything costs, from the spray to the combs to, you know, to the enhancements. And people be like, you know, why my prices ain't even high like everybody else, how everybody else is. And I provide a steam towel. Like, you know, I provide things like that. But, you know, people's charging $100, $200, and, you know, $500. Like, they're charging these prices and stuff, and you know, that's good, and you know, shout out to them, that's good.
I know what you're saying.
And you know, it really do cost. But really, a boss, to me, a boss is like, you know, I can't just look at myself as being a boss. Like, I gotta have a team around me, because you know, and I get on my team around, like, you know, even like, you know, my homies, like everybody, I'm like, man, I feel like we're not going hard enough.
And oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was just going to add on to what you were saying. And I think that's part of what makes you such a good boss, is because you have that security within yourself, that you don't mind helping other people shine. You know, sometimes you'll take bosses who, you know, in any kind of setting, you can work for Microsoft, you can work for whatever, and there's a lot of bosses who are scared to develop their employees with the fear of them outshining them.
Yeah.
It takes a real boss to see something in someone and say, you know what, I'm going to develop you to be the best person you can.
Yeah.
Because if I can teach this guy the game, teach this person, if I have an off week or I need to step out for a couple weeks or whatever,
they could pick up the pieces.
Yeah, I got my team ready to make it happen, not looking at me like, what do we do? What do we do? You know what I'm saying?
I was just having this conversation literally on the way here. As I was parking, I was on the phone with one of my bros, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of it. Like, you know, it's like, all right, you're down, I'm up, or I'm up and you're down. It's like, bro, we got to all be up at the same time. We all, like, you know, Kobe and Shaq. Like, you feel me? Like, but at the same time, they're on the team, but they also had a coach. All right, we need mentors. We need to get people that know the knowledge. And, like, you know, like my mentor, I could honestly say, like, the person, like, I've had plenty of mentors in the barber game, but the person I could say I really watched hands-on for the longest is my guy Toby. And the reason why I say that is because I watched him build his barbershop and watch everybody come in. And, like, before I left, I was the person there the longest. And, you know, we had we got braiders up in there, a massage lady, a dental hygienist. And, like, we're next to the dispensary. We got a florist up in there. Like, we're barbecuing. Like, you know, we barbecuing. Like, we doing you know, we doing everything.
Shop,
it's a one-stop. And, like, you know, he's cutting here, I'm cutting here. And then it's like, man, I watched him build that up from, you know, the ground up. Not as many years, but this shop specifically, you feel me? And it's like, man, I done helped him paint doors. And, like, you know, he has a team around him, know, that helped him. And, you know, I'm a part of that. I had to help him shine so I could shine as well. And I'm okay with that, you feel me? And I'm comfortable with where I'm at. So people don't really understand that, though. Like, you know, putting your girl into a better position, or, you know, putting your homies into a better position, which is also going to help you, because if you shine, I shine too. Yeah. You know, it ain't about, like, you know, the change, you know, the money and all of that, but it's like, it's position. Are they in a better position? Like, you know, the position that they're in. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's real. I was going to ask you who you knew over at Major League, because that's where my barber came out of. Who's your barber? Just Nice. Okay. You know Just? Yeah, I've heard of him. That's my guy. Yeah. And, you know, if I wasn't rocking with him, I'd have to come see you. You know, you go into a different barber behind your barber's back, that's almost like cheating, bro. Man, like, that's what they say too. Cats take it to, man, listen, it's just that, you know, it's just that trust, man, that you know, that bond. Like, you might have been your barber your whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, unless, like, he's like, yo, I'm gonna be gone for 3 months or something, it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. But I'm not gonna purposely just go to someone else in the same shop. It's like, yo, like, man, really? Yeah. I know Sean, Dominic. Yep. And shoot, man, I grew up with them, man. Like, I think they was the first ones. It was the first ones to really cut my hair. Dominic, he gave me my first set of clippers. That's what's up. And, you know, shout out to him. You know, I still follow him to this day. You know, I see him doing his thing, and it's just like, man, I've watched progression for everybody. Just you know. Yeah. You know, just on the outside looking in, and it's just crazy. That's another mentor I could really say too. Yeah. Like, you know, I ask him questions. I ask questions. You know. Now, do you cut all ages yourself? You do little kids to everybody, older, everybody. Okay. I do everybody. Yeah. Really, it'd be hard, but I start to ask questions because, like, you know, like, I don't want to start a service too. Like, I don't want to get a baby in a chair and he moving. You feel me? Yeah. And it's like, you know, we got to pin him down, and, you know, he yelling, and then I was like, you know, it's just like little things. But I cut everybody, man. Like, straight up, I cut everybody. Yeah. So probably not like new like, you know, like one or two, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. Women too. Yeah. Okay. I just had one earlier. Matters of fact. Okay. I just did a little, trimmed up her back. Yeah. Put a little design in it real quick. Something slight. So you doing designs, everything, right? A little bit. I ain't too filthy with the designs. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty cool with them. But you can do a dope taper and everything else. Yep. one thing about me is too, like, I'm not really an enhancement type of guy. I really like cutting like natural. I try to cut as natural as possible. But if you want enhancement, like, I have it to provide, but I don't just run to it. I feel like a lot of barbers now, like, they run to it, and like, especially like with the new age barbers, like, they're learning how to cut hair, but they're seeing the enhancement that is making everything better. But it's like, you don't even know that this haircut didn't even need enhancement for real. You could have did this naturally.
Well, why don't you explain that to the people at home who might not know what you're talking about by enhancement?
Okay, so enhancement is basically like, you know, the black spray with the white chalk, and like, you know, just to make the hairline pop. And trust me, it makes it pop. It's a filthy haircut, you feel me? But a lot of people don't need enhancement. You know, like, you could give a natural haircut. Like 10 years ago, like, you know, when prices, even 10 years ago, prices was still like $15. Mm-hmm. It's only in like the last like 10 years that prices really started to, like, everybody's doing like 50, 60, 80, like, but there was, like, you know, shout out Justin, you feel me, out all in the cut. Like, he gives you the quick 15-minute filthy haircut. Like, you know, everybody used to leave lunch and go and get haircuts and come back crispy. Yeah. And they're all natural, but they're all, like, there ain't no enhancement. Everything is clean. And, like, a lot of people, I think that, you know, I'm still learning. I'm only 5 years in the game. There's people that's been cutting way, way longer than me. You feel me? That's way, way better than me. And I'm cool with saying that, but, you know, a lot of people that's coming up, it's like, I would say, like, learn how to cut hair so that way when they go home, they hop in the shower and they wash all of that out, the haircut still look good. You feel me?
Yeah, and everything's not for everybody.
No.
You know, like, it wouldn't really make sense to, you know, go with the enhancement for someone who, you know, they're not at the same place as someone who might be in their 60s and they might need a little more, you know, attention. So, not just, like you said, using that as a crutch.
Yeah, but a lot of cats our age, like my age, like, they like that. Yeah. Like, they like that. Like, they want to have that look. They'll pay for that. Yeah. And if that's what they want, provide, because it's customer service. And I encourage that every time. Yeah. But it's like, but don't just because you know that you need a little bit of help right here. Right. Don't try to cover it up. Okay. You know, you're still learning, and it's okay to say that. Like, you know, that's like, just be honest with it. Yeah. You know.
Huh. Now I have to ask you and kind of put you on the spot. Being a barber yourself, do you plan on cutting your hair, or what's you? Because you growing the hair, it's like the barber with you see a barber with dreads and you're like, man, he's really good, but why is he? Just something you doing, or you switch it up back and forth?
I usually be having, I'll cut my hair off, and in a year, you'll see it grow back.
Okay,
like,
I got
you. Feel me? Like, I usually have waves, or I have, you know, the little thought boy they call, or, you know, I got braids. Now, like, this is the longest I've ever had my hair. Okay. And I've been keeping up with it, so... But, you know, I've always kept a little taper. I've never got no fades. I always keep a little taper. Yeah. And, but I'll usually go from, like, a fro, like a nice wavy fro, or to the waves. My waves used to be swimming. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. Getting them seasick, huh?
Oh, God.
Man, that's what's up. What's the hours like at the shop?
Shoot, man, it's what you put into it. Really, there's been days where I'm only there for one haircut. There's been days I walked in and, you know, I can't show up, and that's the only cut I've had. There's been days when I got in at like 7 in the morning, 8, 9, and I'm not getting out till, you know, 12 o'clock. And, you know, shout out to one of the homies. You know, he called me at like 12, 1, 2 in the morning and was like, brother, I need a cut right now, brother. Oh, like, man. I could hear him in my voice. Like, oh, God, like. He's like, brother, I need a cut right, you know, and he paid me. Yeah,
that's what's up.
You know, but that's the perks. Like, it's a 24-hour job, and I be thinking about going to Vegas with it, because, you know, Vegas is 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. Like, listen, you come across some celebrities who need that emergency cut.
They gonna pay what they weigh.
Oh, man. You already know.
They gonna pay what they weigh.
What are your hours like right now? Are you open, Monday through Friday, or are you taking appointments? What's this?
I do appointments, but I cut every day.
Every day?
Yep. I don't really got no days off right now. I just because it was just my birthday, I just, like, this last week, I I've been taking a few days off, man. I had fell asleep at the wheel. I was so tired. You know, got a little.
That's not good.
It ain't good. I got into a little fender bender. You know, I'm dealing with that right now. But like, you know, I need some rest right now. So this last week I've been kind of taking off. But I usually like, I be getting it in house calls. You feel me? I'll go and cut the family up, or you know, whatever. Like,
now is the shop open 7 days a week?
Shoot, I don't know about my other barbers yet. They're still getting established, but as long as whoever's up in there is up in there. But I don't work like a 9 to 5 every day. Like, you know, like on a Sunday I might do like 10 to 2 or 10 to 4. And then like, you know, Monday and Tuesday I might do like, I'm not starting until 3 o'clock, 3 to like 8 or 3 to 7. And then like, you know, like Wednesdays or something like that, I'll start, all right, now I'm doing like 10 in the morning to like 5 or 7 or 8, you know.
And where are you located at?
I'm in Tacoma off of Tyler Street, man. I'm off of Tyler. So
okay, that's what's up. You I know it's kind of early in the game. Are you thinking about opening more locations eventually?
Most definitely. Honestly, I got these I got some plans in my mind that I've been thinking about, and I really want to like revolutionize the game. But the plans that I'm thinking, it's not just gonna be for me. It's gonna be for I ain't gonna say too much, you feel me? But all I'm gonna say is like, you know, I'm able to emerge the other industries with us if they need it though. So it's like an option. So but I would say like the estheticians and like, you know, tattoo artists and like just little like, you know, other people like that. So you know, man. I encourage people to do stuff like this a lot more, because a job really ain't for everybody, and some people is meant to just be a single boss. Like, you feel me? Like, this is you, this is me. I'm cool with cutting hair and now owning a barbershop, and like, you feel me? Or I'm cool with, you feel me? Or I'm cool with working a job. You could buy houses working a job. You know, you just gotta know how to leverage and just have the knowledge. Like, if I knew that, like, I want to say this on purpose, because a lot of people don't know about this, but if you're 16 years old, you could go to school and get your barber's license as if it was Run and Start. Really? So you could go and get your diploma while you're getting your barber's license. So by the time you turn 17, you could have your license and be cutting in any shop. In any shop, you can have your license and go anywhere.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So, see, that's the jewels they don't tell you about, man.
No, they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to say it's at Base Technical College in Tacoma. You feel me? So, you're gonna be going to get it. It's just like Run and Start. You feel me? But except it's for a trade, and they got other trades as well. And you know, I encourage people. Like, I was shout out my guy Toby again. He put me on the teaching at the Boys and Girls Club. So, you know, I'm talking to them, and some of the girls is up in there. It's like, yeah, I do this and I do that, and like, you know, they automatically entrepreneurs. So I'm like, women, y'all could be doing hair, y'all could be doing nails, selling bundles, and like, you know, just different things. And like, you know, I encourage all of that. Like, I encourage everything.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I always tell people is there's so much money out there, man.
Yes, there is.
It's just a matter of the prep work, right? Like painting, you know, all the prep work takes more time than actual painting.
Shout out Christina.
Come on. It's like, shout out to Christina. She's supposed to be working on a shirt for me, man. What's up with that shirt? Come on. Hit her up after this. But no, it's like just the preparation, like, you know, education that's not going out of style.
No, it ain't.
And a lot of times, you know, younger people think you have to go to a 4-year university or something. I think if you know what you want to do and it doesn't align with that plan, don't just go through that traditional plan, whatever it is, just because you think that's what you're supposed to do. And then you waste time, money, you're unhappy, and then you sitting back, man, I should have did this and that. Like you were saying, you know, if you have a trade or something that you really love and you're passionate about, you know, follow that, you know, study. There's all kind of tools that you can get that are free or close to free, and you can just keep giving yourself that knowledge, man. Like,
and people don't really understand that, like, you know, knowledge really is power, but, you know, the applied knowledge as well, and also, you know, getting around the like-minded people. And like, people don't really understand, like, your circle, that has a lot to do with it, the knowledge, and it's not about just what you know, is who you know and what they know as well. So like,
that's real.
You know, people just, it's life. School don't teach you about life, and that's one thing I had to realize. Like, it sets you up to be a part of a system. And everybody got a purpose, and if you're not tapped in with what your purpose and who you are as a person, like, you're not gonna know. You're bound to fail, and you're bound to just go with the traditional, even though, like, you know, you're happy over here, but you're so focused on over there. It's like, man, people don't really realize that. But that's, you know, people don't take the time to educate themselves as well. Yeah. Like, you know, I got a whole bookshelf at my house, and I don't touch any books on it for real. I'm just now starting to get back into reading. So, like, you know, I've read a few books. You know, I tell some of the homies, you need to read, you know.
Are they mostly like business books?
The first book, I could say the first one, when I first got out of high school, I read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I'm about to read that. I just bought that book like 2 or 3 days ago. I just bought it again because I didn't finish it. But I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know, The Four Agreements. I mean, I got a whole lot of the Compound Effect. There's one about basically like networking. I forgot the name of that book, but I read that book in like a day or two. But that book was good. It was fire. And that's what's up. Yeah, I would just say just keep educating yourself, especially on what you want to do. Okay. And like, you know, I'm only 25, and people tell me this like, oh yeah, you're still young. But like in my mind, I'm like, man, I see cats that's younger than me, like, you know, way further. Yeah. But it's like, you know, I can't look at what they're doing. Nah. I can't. And I just got to know where I'm at in the position that I'm in and what I provide and what I bring to the table. Like, you know, I be educating myself on like credit and like business credit. Yeah. I've had my business license for, you know, a few years, and now it's like, okay, we're about to do this, we're about to do that. But imagine if I got it like that, you and him, and we about to put our credit into a pot, and now it's like we got $1 million. But people don't think like that, you feel me? So it's real. Like, I'm trying to get around more like-minded people, educate yourself on what you do, but fulfill your purpose, because, you know, time is limited, it's borrowed. You know, the only thing that's promised is, you know. Yeah. So it's like, that's real, man. You gotta live life while you're here and enjoy it too. Yeah. So that's what's up, man. Thank you, man. This has been very insightful, and, you know, I'm excited about everything you have coming your way, and, you know, I know you're gonna keep grinding because you're seeing just a little snapshot of what you've done, and I know that's keeping you hungry to work even harder. So thank you, man, and thanks for what you're doing for the community. And can you please let people know how they can reach you, all your details? Let them know, man. What's up? All right, man. You know, I'm Kiwi Kutz on Instagram. My barbershop, I just renamed it to the Don, man. So, you know, the Don Barbershop, where bosses could come and get cut. You feel me? Or, you know, you walk in and I gotta finish the slogan, you know, let me get back to you on that one. But yeah, man, it's the Don Barbershop. But as far as right now, you can find me at Kiwi Kutz on Instagram, Google, Apple Maps, Yelp, you know, Facebook, you know, everything. I got everything established for you. So I'm there, man. Just feel free to reach out. Any questions, even if you want to get started on barbering. I just have my cousin started, and, you know, I'm telling him, go to here, you know, go to this person or go to that, like, just reach out and ask questions, man. And if I don't know somebody, I promise you I could probably, I could figure it out, man.
All right. That's what's up, man. Thanks again for coming by. And definitely. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And I remembered it now. So it's, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. Yes. Shout out to Deion Sanders. Anyway, and I have to shout out you guys for watching and always supporting. You know, this is for us. I do this for us. Appreciate the love and support. And remember, it's important to take care of others, but please make sure you take time to take care of yourself.
Oh, definitely.
Until next time, stay connected. Peace.